We don't always want lots of stress and difficulty in our lives. Honestly, we like living on easy street. That's why we're not ashamed to say that we sometimes just pick the easy mode in games too. However, picking easy doesn't always go unpunished. Here are 10 games that punish you for playing a game in easy mode. Back in the 90s, the side-scrolling beat-em-up genre was alive and kicking. Sega's very own Streets of Rage was right up there with Double Dragon. The game wasn't called Bare Knuckle in Japan for nothing, you know. These beat-em-ups were kind of difficult. Now let's talk about Streets of Rage 3, because this game punished you for picking easy mode. The game would end after the 5th level, forcing you to play at a higher difficulty to get to the final 2 stages. Robot X is the final boss in the 5th stage, and he even makes fun of you when you're playing on easy mode. At least the game explains the rage part in its title because, The Twisted Metal series was very popular on the first PlayStation and was also released on the PS2, PS3 and PSP. It's all about a demolition derby race between crazy characters. If you're playing Twisted Metal 2 on its easiest mode, you will see a stop sign after completing 4 levels. The sign tells you, no losers are allowed beyond this point. So you need to increase the game's difficulty in order to play the entire game. This means that easy mode is nothing but a glorified demo. We also can't believe the game actually calls you a loser. Now that's just rude. Castlevania 64 will never be remembered as an iconic game in the series, but we do remember it for politely asking us to step up our game. The gothic worlds of Castlevania are always wonderful to explore and adventure in, but if you would play this Nintendo 64 game on easy mode, it would shut you down after just 5 levels. The developers then would kindly request you play the game on normal mode, because that's the way it's meant to be played. And sure, we know they asked nicely, but why provide us with an easy mode if you don't want us to play it anyway? When it comes to run and gun series, many gamers will automatically think of Metal Slug. We want to look at Metal Slug 6 on the PlayStation 2 for this entry. For a game that's all about running around and gunning down enemies, the bigger the weapon you're carrying, the better. When you play the game on easy mode, you will get a super weapon. It truly makes the game a whole lot less challenging. But out of the 5 stages Metal Slug 6 has to offer, you'll only have access to 4 of them. No matter how fun it is to kill all that cannon fodder with a super gun, playing on easy mode will never get you the true ending of the game. This means you've been blasting things with your big gun for nothing. It's been a while since we played a new Earthworm Jim game, and we even wonder if the game would be able to succeed in the current market. We do have fond memories of Earthworm Jim on the Sega CD though. We select easy mode on this one and got to play through the entire game. Considering some of the other entries on this list, that's quite a miracle. But instead of showing us the final scene, the game plays an audio message from the developers.
What a worm. Playing on practice, eh? Well, you'd better step up the difficulty setting if you want to see the real ending. In the meantime, though, what are worms? Adult animals that have soft, elongated, often tube-like bodies and that lack backbones.
Basically, they're complaining about us being a worm because we played on easy mode and lacked backbone. Nice going, guys.
It's so beautiful. Do you think this might be...
When it comes to JRPGs, we often think about Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. But Square Enix is also responsible for Valkyrie Profile. This role-playing game on the PlayStation 1 is inspired by Norse mythology. The game even got a remake on the PSP. But all praise aside, it sure has an awful easy mode. Easy mode cuts out huge portions of the game and even leaves out some essential characters. This also makes boss battles much harder because you have less chances to level up. So on easy mode, the game becomes a huge grind that actually makes it way harder than the highest difficulty setting. We're not sure if Enix was trolling us or just made a dumb mistake. Originally released on the Nintendo 64 and now available on PC, Star Wars Shadow of the Empire tells a side story. The game focuses on the conflict between the Rebels and the Empire and between Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. You play Dash Rendar, who has to protect Luke from a Dark Prince. If you play the game on easy mode, the ending of the game will be different. It looks like Dash Rendar perished in battle, but you can't be sure. The game puts a carrot on a stick and tells you to play on medium to find out what really happened to Dash. Some say it's a way to offer replayability, but we think it's an awful way to punish gamers who completed the entire game and then were suddenly forced into playing it again. Before Grand Theft Auto was the incredible pop culture phenomenon it is today, the studio behind the series worked on different projects. One of them was Body Harvest for the Nintendo 64, an action game where you could jump into any vehicle and fight aliens in different time periods. This action game allowed you to play Hero Mode or Zero Mode. Obviously, Zero Mode was the equivalent of Easy Mode, but what they didn't tell players was that the game would end after level 3 instead of level 5. And considering these levels take quite a lot of time to finish, you understand most gamers weren't happy about that. So after playing the game for many hours, they had to restart the game in a higher difficulty in order to be able to finish it. Postal 2 shocked gamers back in the day for all kinds of reasons. But let's not get into that now. We want to look at Postal 2 because that game has an interesting way for punishing players who pick easy mode. Select easy mode and all enemies will carry shovels instead of guns. Sounds nice, right? Well, no. Because this means there are no ammo drops. To make things worse, the wanted meter depletes very slowly in easy mode, basically making them endlessly pursue the player. Considering you're carrying a gun but no ammo, you can understand the problem there. Earlier in this video, we talked about a run-and-gun game, and now we will again. This time we're talking about Contra 4. This game was released on the Nintendo DS some years ago. If you think it offers forgiving gameplay like other modern games, you're wrong. Contra 4 has 9 stages, but only 7 are playable on easy. When you finish the 7th stage, the game tells you to play the game on a higher difficulty for a real Contra experience. Now we have to agree that Contra is supposed to be difficult, but they could have at least told us this at the beginning of the game. So there you have it, 10 games that show no mercy and punish you for playing a game on easy mode. Do you like this type of trolling, or do you think a game should offer a complete easy mode for gamers who want to play a game like that? Let us know in the comments and be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
Earthworm Jim, copyright 1994, Shiny Entertainment Incorporated, all rights reserved. Use this name and you will be sued profusely. Programmer, Andy Astor. Additional programming, Dave Perry.